All right, welcome to tonight's training. And in this training, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to use WhatsApp groups to sell. This is a continuation of the first and the second trainings on how to use WhatsApp to sell. If you've not been able to get access to it, or you don't have access to the video, so simply go to so let me show you how you can get access to the first and the second classes were attained to. So the first is when you go on YouTube, just search for King Leo, and you would see the two videos, the two classes that were dealt with, the part one and the part two. So currently this is part three, and we're around the step six. That's making presentation and how to use a script during presentation during WhatsApp classes. So now I said this is now where the selling is going to take place. Now this is where the real selling is going to take place in the WhatsApp training. So now let's say you set the time for the event by 7 p.m. It is time to take charge. So the question what you might be saying is, what do you say? How do you manage the events? Now you don't want to mess up, because this is where most people mess up. And the reason why they mess up is because they did not plan for it. Now, if you are going to have a successful presentation, and you want to do it fast, you must have scripted everything down before the event start. This is very important. You must have written down everything that you want to achieve, right? During the process of the event. I hope you're understanding it now. When you do this way, when the event starts, all you are doing is just cutting and pasting from your script. Do you understand? So you just cut and paste, because you've already written it down. Then you'll be also asking for some responses as you go along. But how do you go about the scripts? Now, when it's time to deliver the main content for your event on WhatsApp, this is how you break it down. So the first thing you need to do is to try and mute people, and it's very easy. As an admin, you can mute people. You can allow only you to be sending the messages, right? So the next thing you're going to do is to introduce the topic. So what are they going to expect? So introduce the topic and what they need to expect. Now, once you have muted them, it's time to introduce the event. And the best way to do this is by reminding them of what they stand to gain by paying attention. Now, you can give them a list of what to expect. Now, thirdly, introduce yourself or the other presenters. And the next thing is to quickly introduce yourself to the people in the group, and why should they listen to you. So you need to make them to understand why they should listen to you. If you are bringing another person to be the presenter, it is time to introduce the presenter and why people should listen to the presenter. So, for example, you are bringing somebody like Bisola Adewumi as the presenter. Now, you can use this to introduce the person. Bisola Adewumi is a 21-year-old UNN student who is making an average of 122,000 naira a week on DigiStem. Actually, last week he made 257,000 naira, and he will show you special blueprint he's using to achieve this great result. This is when you are introducing a presenter. Now, next thing to do is to get responses. This part is very important, and you need to be very careful about it, because as you are going through the training, it's always a good idea to get responses so that it will be like a two-way conversation, right? So, for example, when you have introduced the presenter, you can see it is now time to get into the main content. Are you ready? Do you understand? Now, if you are ready, please type "bring it on" or something like that. Then wait for like 4 minutes for them to respond. Then ask them to stop and move on to the next part. Now, the fifth one is deliver your content in steps and use stories. Now is the time to give them the content they came for. If you are the presenter, this should be well scripted, like I mentioned earlier. Same thing if it is another person doing the presenting. Now, from my experience, I've realized that people consume content when you break it down into steps, formulas, secrets. So, for example, you can see 3 secrets for making your first 5 sales on DigiStem within 24 hours. So, this is This is broken down into secrets. So three secrets for making your first five sales on Digistem within 24 hours. Now, I would advise that you always use stories. Why should you use stories? Because stories make the presentation entertaining. Then you should also use stories as a means of tackling people's objections. For example, for the Ultimate Money Machine program, one objection people might have is, can I do this without any business experience? This is what people might be asking. Now, since you would have anticipated that, you or the presenter can tell your story of how you initially thought you wouldn't be able to succeed with it since you have never tried any business before. Now, also, since you are cutting and pasting from your script, you have to do this gently. Don't cut and paste large chunks of content. Post content little by little. Do you understand? And this is the rule I normally use. For each post, it shouldn't be more than 50 words. Each post should never be more than 50 words. And make sure you use a lot of white space. This is what we call white space. You can see this space between this and this. That's what is called white space. Now make the test very easy for them. Make sure it is very easy for them to read. Are you understanding? Then the next thing is to make sure that you use images in between if needed. So what should your images consist of? Images for testimonial purposes. Now the income screenshot, if you've made money from the course, you can use your dashboard, or you can use other people's dashboards if you've not made money. You can use your before and your after pictures, the before, how you look like before and how you look like currently. Now, all these images are what you must have found and added to your script before the start of the class. Don't start looking for images when the training is going on. Are you getting it? Now, the 16 is make your offer. Now, finally, once you have delivered the main content, it is time to transition into the pitch. Make your offer. How do you make your offer? Now, this is it. This is how you're going to make your offer. Now, you have to do it in this transition. You can give them a question. The question will lead into the pitch. So it is a question that is based on the if then formula. Now, let me explain. It is now you want to pitch to them, right? You want to pitch to your audience. You want to make an offer to them, but you must use this formula called if then formula. So, for example, if you would like to start using the same system I used to make 122,000 naira per week with my smartphone, then let me tell you how you can get started fast. This is this is if you would like to start using the same system I used to make 122,000 naira per week with my smartphone, then let me tell you how you can get started fast. I getting it. So the question, the if part goes like this. If you would like to start using the same system to make money within 48 hours, I want to share something extra helpful with you. Type I am ready. Can you see it? If you would like to start using the same system to make money within 48 hours, I want to share something extra helpful with you. Type I'm ready. Then once they respond, simply tell them about the offer you have for them. Now, e.g., you can say, okay, that's good. I getting it. So you can say, okay, that's good. I like the fact that you guys are ready to get started. So one of the main problems I had when I started this business was that I didn't have someone on standby that could help me with my challenges. So when I eventually figured everything out, I made it my mission to be on standby to mentor people who are really serious about this. So this is what I want to do for you. Please make sure that you screenshot the scripts. As you know, there is a complete step-by-step training program by Digistem titled Ultimate Money Machine Program that teaches you how to do this. The training also comes with a weekly support that is just one day of the week. What I want to do for you is to be your 24/7 personal mentor that you can always ask questions until you succeed. And I'm not charging you extra for this. The only thing is that this personal mentorship is available if you sign up for the UMM program via this link within the next 48 hours. Can you see? So this is what you would send to them once they tell you that they are ready. You understand? So you tell them about the offer you have for them. So this is an offer, right? Make this offer to them. So as you can see, I just added an extra bonus to strengthen the UMM offer. That's the main UMM offer. It's not compulsory, but if you can figure out a weak part of a product you are promoting and offer something that can make it more useful to the buyer, then the deadline too makes the offer stronger. People usually don't take action until there is a deadline that forces them to act. Is that true? Yes, because they don't want to miss out from the offer. Now, don't forget to give them clear step-by-step instructions on how to place the order. Don't assume. So those are 6 steps for making your presentation during a WhatsApp event, and you can use it for any type of topic. Now, once you've made your presentation and your offer, it is now time to go to the next step. So now we are going to the next step. The next step is step 7, which is answering questions. So we're going to answer their questions. Now it's time for Q&A session. Now, to be frank, this is when you will get many sales. Please note this. This is when you will get many sales, and that's because you'll be responding to the questions that people have. And as you respond to them, it becomes clearer and easier for them to buy into what you are promoting. The question time can be longer depending on the participants. And there is something else. You can use the questions people are asking to improve on your scripts so that the next WhatsApp event you are going to have will be much better. But people can be funny. Some will be repeating the same questions you've already answered. In such cases, just let them to check. Once you realize that there are no more serious questions, it's time to close the event and remind them of the offer you made. Now, the next step, which is step 8, is following up on your offer. You must follow up on your offer. Now, after the event, many of the people who attended will also chat you up in the DM for some questions or favor. Attend to them. Make sure you attend to them. Also, you shouldn't just appear from the group after the event. Don't I mean you shouldn't disappear from the group after the event. It's always a good idea to remind them of the offer you made before the deadline you give expires. For example, if you give a deadline of 3 days, then you should be doing some follow-ups in the group until the 3 days have expired. Nothing serious there. Something like this. The personal mentorship I'm offering for the UMM money making system expires in 24 hours. Use this link to join now before it does, and send me your order ID on Digistem once you are in. You see it. So that's one way to follow up. You can see the personal mentorship I'm following for the UMM money machine expires in 24 hours. Use the link. So you send the link to them so that they can join before it expires. Then send your order ID on Digisteps once you are in. Another thing you can do to follow up is to drop some testimonies. I'm showing you how to follow up. This is how to follow up after your trainings. Now, drop some testimonies you've gotten or from the product you're promoting. By the time you are done with the follow-up and the deadline for the offer you give has expired, it is time to move to the last step, which is you're going to delete the group. Do you understand? This is the last step. Now you've had a great event. The people who wanted to buy have done so. Those who did not buy are still on your WhatsApp list, meaning they can view your status. You can still sell the same product or other products to them later on. But what you ought to do now is delete this group. Why? Some people prefer to always retain their WhatsApp group after an event. I don't think so. That is because the WhatsApp group will now become a platform where people will be discussing all sorts of meaningless issues and doing some dangerous collaborations. Plus, if I'm using WhatsApp groups to sell, I don't mind having an event twice weekly. And if that's the case, I don't want many groups on my WhatsApp. So just delete the group. I think you can delete the group 2 days after your deadline offer. But it is a good idea to inform the group members before you delete the group. I think you have to remove everyone on the WhatsApp group before you can delete the group though. All right, that's all I have for you. Those are the 9 steps that will help you sell affiliate products on WhatsApp. Remember, step 1 is set the theme or title for the event. Step 2 is what? Create a group for the event. Step 3, invite qualified people to the group, set date and time. Step 4, drop resell content to warm people up to the event. Step 5, remind them a few days and hours to the event. Step 6, make the presentation using a script. Step 7, answer their questions. Step 8, follow up on offer. And finally, step 9, delete the group. Now go ahead and put them to use. I wish you success. If you have any question, you can ask them below. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.